Today on Thunderbird Garage, I want to take you into the instruments to show you how to touch up the needle gauges that oftentimes get faded due to the years. That orange, fluorescent orange, red didn't last. So what should we call today's episode? What's the point of the pointer?
Thunderbird Garage, where the classics come alive. 57 Magic Man, it's more than just a drive. Thunderbird Garage, let the good times thrive. Ooh.
So the first thing you're going to want is a pry bar, or what I refer to as a spudger set, that allows you to get in behind the bezel and pry it forward, because the bezels will release from the front on the instruments. This one also is especially good. You can see I've used so much leverage on that, I've sort of broken it down a little bit. But in any event, these are the tools you're going to need. This kit here I got at Harbor Freight, and I think it was about $9. All right, so this isn't the easiest thing to show, but I'm going to try to get in here and see if I can. I've loosened these up a little bit, but I'm going to try to oh, it's coming off here. So you can see as I go around the instrument, it's tough to do this with the camera as well, but I'm trying to slowly release that, different points. Get here. Oops, sorry about that bump on the camera. Sorry. All right, those are what the clips look like on the back of these things as well. Allows me to clean up some of the bezel as well. So then we're going to go in and paint that little guy there and try not to paint anything else, if you get my drift. I'm trying not to spill anything anywhere. So let's see if we can do that. So the paint we're going to use is a TESTORS enamel here. I'll put the actual product number, or the model number, paint code, whatever we want to call it, of the TESTORS in the text here, but this is what's going to go on that actual needle. So I've put a little bit of acetone lightly on these. As you can see, they're so delicate. I'm just doing it very carefully. I don't want any oils or dust or whatever to prevent adherence of the paint. Also go around here just to make sure we're dealing with a pretty clean area, trying not to hurt my gauge or my tack in the process here. You can see it's actually dirty there, and it's also spilling off some stuff down there. All right. So the next step is to get the paintbrush and a little bit of the TESTORS on the tip and start touching it up. So I think I told you all previously that I bought some paintbrushes from Amazon, kids paintbrushes. This is, I think, the 1/4 inch paintbrush that will allow me to gently touch the TESTORS on there. So it's pretty thin, so I think I'm gonna have to do multiple coats here, but it's sort of, you'll see what I'm doing, just very gently there. I feel like I'm, I don't know, painting little happy trees, right? That's.
Let's decide, maybe there's a happy tree, evergreen tree. He lives right there. Start with just touching the canvas. Use just the corner of the brush, just the corner, and begin pushing, making the bristles bend slightly downward. See there? Look at that. Isn't that a nice little tree? And he lives right here in this brush.
I'm gonna have to move the camera in a second because I'm not gonna be able to get around here to do what I want to do. But ultimately, I'm gonna have to do a couple of coats of this to actually have it get the color I'm looking for. So I think you get the gist there as you see me doing a little bit more and more here. Yeah, gonna go back and refill my TESTORS on the paintbrush here and do a little bit more, and trying not to get any paint elsewhere on the Thunderbird. Almost. You see where we're going there? Looks like it's getting a little bit fluorescent, which is always nice. Sort of looks like an original paint job. And once again, I will let this dry, even though I get impatient and want to do it all at once. Let's do this slowly, and then I'll do it to the other gauges as well. So this is another shot that's a little difficult, but as you can see, I did the exact same thing I did with the Tach, in that I removed the lens with the plastic pry bar or spudger tool, and I'm going to do the exact same thing with the TESTORS paint. So we'll take a little paint here and try not to bump the camera, but show you that this looks like here. So going very carefully and just dabbing a little paint on there. The paintbrush is sort of too long here, so I've got to be a little careful. All right. So we'll have to come back to our painting class later, but anyway, that's kind of how I've gone about it. And now I'm going to have to move the camera and get in a little more closely. So I had gotten some paint back behind the instrument, and I took another paintbrush and I dipped it in acetone, and then I just went and sort of swiped behind here, and I was able to get rid of the actual little paint stain. There's also another scratch or buff mark that's here that I don't think I can fully get out, but anyway, there's that. The clock, unfortunately, even if you remove the trim ring, the glass lens is behind another metal case, so it's better to remove that from the back and potentially replace it, which I'm thinking of doing. And this needle is less worse than the rest, so I'm going to keep this specific needle the way it is. These clips that are on the back of the bezels, you may need to, if you've never done this before to your instruments, you may need to bend those back a little bit to create a little less friction when you're installing them again. Final advice I'll give you: when you're reinstalling, sometimes it takes a tool like this pushing against the actual clips as you press in gently, because you need to sort of bend the clips back to allow it to slide in. So with that, I think we got our gauges done. So here's the final product. Is it great? No. Is it good? I think it's pretty good. It's not a perfect restoration job, but it certainly cleans things up a little bit. The last thing is, if you find you can't get the bezels tight against the dashboard again, feel free to use a little silicone, like adhesive. So if you need to get it off again, you can do that, but it also can just gently hold things in place. That's it for Thunderbird Garage.